and gentlemen of YouTube, Boogie2988 coming at you live once again to Power 988 Internet. YouTube, Boogie2988 coming at you live once again to the Power of the Internet. Coming at you live once again to the Power of the Internet.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again. At 40 years old, I take 15 pills a day and an injection just to stay alive. And on top of that, my knees are shot, my back is shot. I have trouble walking, I have trouble standing. Hell, these days I have trouble sitting comfortably. The excuse you use is that it's a choice, but let's be honest, would anyone choose this? I mean, look at this. Do you think I would choose this? Or do you think I'm doing everything I humanly can to fight it? The misperception that fat people are stupid or lazy or weak-willed is one of the dumbest things I have ever heard, because it takes a lot of will and effort to live a day like this, much less try to fight it. You get into this cycle that a lot of people I don't think realize, and I hate to quote a fat bastard from the Austin Power movies, but he says, I eat because I'm sad, and then I'm sad because I eat. But that is the cycle that you get into. Like, you eat because you're sad and you're miserable and you're unhappy, and eating feels good, it makes you happy on some level. And then the fact that you're getting fatter makes you sadder, so you eat and you get sad, you eat and you cry, you eat, cry. Eventually, most people my size will eat while crying about the fact that they're eating. You know, but you do it anyway. You repeat the cycle. You repeat it. And that cycle for me, it started at a very, very early age. At the age of 7, I was heavier than the other kids by 25, 50 pounds. By the time I graduated high school, I was 350 pounds. By the time I was 30, I was almost 600 pounds. And through therapy over the years, I have learned that my eating disorder and what I've done to my body largely stems from the fact that I was born into a family full of crazy people who did not want me there, and they mentally and physically and even sexually abused me at points. So this is just kind of how I retaliated. The amount of pain that's in my head and my heart is immeasurable. It haunts me every day of my life and always will. Because of that, I have 2 diagnosed disorders. The first is PTSD. I have extreme anxiety. Several times a day. Some of the simplest things. Seeing a shoe on the floor, or seeing soda on the edge of a chair or edge of a table or whatever, my brain will trigger. It's awful. I feel like I'm dying. I feel like I'm going to die. I lose my breath. I lose my mind. I go crazy. I get angry. I get sad. I get depressed. I get suicidal. I'm afraid it won't end. I'm afraid it will end. I'm afraid I'll end myself. Once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day. One of the things that helps with that is food. It's one of the only things that help. And so when this happens, I will eat. That's the second disorder. I have an obsessive compulsive eating disorder. When I'm in that kind of mental pain, when I'm in that kind of anguish, I think about the day my mother attempted suicide, or the day my father lost his hearing in the coal mines, or the day that he had a stroke due to his alcoholism, or the day my mother tried to claw my eyes out and I jumped out of a moving car to save my left eye, which still doesn't work so good. It was barely worth saving. Or any of that stuff, I eat.
2, 1. Now triceps. 3, 2, 1. Biceps. Pull them up. 3, 2, 1. Chest and tries. Push.
And the biggest abuser I endured was at the hands. The most abuse I endured was at the hands of my mother. And I've always wanted to talk about that, like really talk about it. I've turned on this camera maybe a dozen times since YouTube came into my life, and I've talked about it, and I've never had the bravery to upload the video. Because I think about what people are going to think or what people are going to say. Will I be perceived as weak? Will I be made fun of? Will people even believe me? I was abused not once a month, not once a week, but physically every day, sometimes with a small gap in between of a day. I was cut, I was burnt with cigarettes, I was stabbed, I was thrown, I was picked up and thrown. My mom told me that she had me to get it right because she'd fucked up my brother and she fucked up my sister. But me, I was the one that she was supposed to do it right, do it the way it was supposed to do. Mom did not. She definitely did not succeed at that. She revisited everything she ever did to my brother and my sister tenfold. Steven's sitting here thinking about that stuff. So many stories I want to tell, and even now I'm ashamed to tell them. My sister got taken out of her home because of the abuse she received. She was, I think, 13 or 14. They left me there for some reason. I'll never understand that. I'll never understand that. Not that the foster care system my sister went into was any better. Not that she didn't get beaten and destroyed there either. But god damn it, someone should have fucking helped. You know? And it fucks you up for life. Like, that stuff never goes away. It gets better. It never goes away. I'm sitting here, a 41-year-old man with PTSD and an anxiety disorder and a 500-pound body where I tried to eat myself to death to cope with it, man. And I just... Now, my primary abuser, which was my mother, she passed in 2009, and while that was a very sad thing and very difficult to deal with, it was also bittersweet because it brought me some very necessary closure in my life that allowed me to finally start healing. What you working on?
I'm making spaghetti for my sorry son.
Yeah, he's pretty damn sorry. Hey, what do you think about him being on that TV?
Well, that's my son.
What do you think about him being on that internet, that YouTube?
That's my son.
You think he's crazy?
As long as he don't eat dukes, I'm happy with him.
Do you think he's crazy?
Is he kin to me?
Yeah.
Then he's crazy.
Well, I can't argue with that. Now, I think it's important to note here that that is the reason that this has happened, but it is not an excuse. There is no excuse for what I've done. I was brought into this world with just one body, and I have effectively ruined it. And not only have I caused myself a ton of mental and physical anguish because of it, but the people who love me and count on me, they suffered too. And that includes all of the people who've watched me over the years here on YouTube. And my eating disorder has also caused me to feel shame and self-loathing and social anxiety and just misery of untold proportions. But I have to stop to admit that it did serve a very important role in my life. When I was a young teenager and I was suicidal, food kept me alive because it was the only source of joy in a life that was otherwise filled entirely with misery. When I was a broke young adult and I was even homeless, I knew that if I got $5, I could take it to a pizza buffet and eat thousands of calories. If I didn't know where my next meal was coming from, I had the ability to eat and eat a lot, and I knew that that would keep me going for some time. And I also use food like everybody else. It's like a social lubricant. You know, you go out to a business dinner, or you go out to dinner with your friends, or you go out to dinner on a first date, or you just use your comfort foods to deal with the stress of life or the stress of work. That's something I do as well. I just do it far too much. And food served a much more nefarious purpose, one that I think is kind of difficult to put into a YouTube video, but I think I want to be entirely honest here. As a young adult, when I would talk to a doctor, which was pretty rarely, they would tell me if you continue to eat the way you were eating, you'll be dead by 30 or maybe 35. And when they tell me that, that would actually not be a bad thing to me. That would be a very relaxing thing, because after a lifetime of misery and a lifetime of mental disorder, I often considered death to be relaxing or relieving, something that I actually looked forward to. I was never fully suicidal, but I knew that it would be the way that I would finally cure what was wrong with me up here, and of course, what I'd done to my body as well. If you are 50 or more pounds overweight, you are absolutely damaging your body. If you're 100 pounds or more overweight, then you are damaging it in a way that will eventually kill you. And God forbid, if you're my size, you are going to be absolutely miserable. You owe it to yourself and everyone that loves you to do everything you can to be as healthy as possible, and that does include losing weight. If you have a list of reasons that you're overweight and you're unhappy being that way, we need to start attacking each and every single step, everything that's on that list. If you're unhappy, if you're depressed, if you're physically unfit, start fixing that stuff today. That's something I had to do. It's something I'm in the process of doing, and it's something you're going to have to do if you want to live longer, if you want to be healthy, and for some of us, if you want to be happy.
I don't know your situation. You may be in a wheelchair, you may be a burn victim, you may be extraordinarily unhealthy or extraordinarily unhappy. And I'm not here to judge you. But I am telling you that no matter what your situation, there's no reason not to fight for something good. There's no reason not to fight to help yourself and help the loved ones around you. There's no reason not to try every single day, no matter how futile the situation is, no matter how futile you think life is, no matter how meaningless you feel that the world is, you know? And I hope that you can take inspiration in that.
If you know me at all, you know I have a very singular message when it comes to being overweight. Don't be. Learn from my mistakes. Don't end up in the unbearable amount of pain and discomfort I'm in every day. If you're overweight, you're impacting your health, and you need to do your best to try to be as healthy as humanly possible. Please do it for me, if not yourself. You have to love yourself no matter who or what you are. You have to stand up and let the world love you. And if you do, you're going to draw haters, and they're going to hate you for standing up for what you believe in and what you are. But fuck them. And I definitely have my haters. Whenever I create a video, hundreds of you flock to the comments or to my Twitter or to Reddit to tell me what a fat, worthless piece of shit I am. Please try to lead healthy, happy lives. Learn from my mistakes. Do better. Just do better. All right? I have done undone a lot of the damage in here, and I have the medical science backing me up with surgery looming sometime in the future. And I know that this 8 pounds of weight loss is not only 8 pounds smaller than my original starting goal, but it's 8 pounds I'm never going to get back. I'm never going to weigh 528 pounds again in my life. I hope I'll never weigh 520 pounds again in my life. I hope I hit 519 this week and I never look back. But if you don't watch every day or you don't watch very often, do me a favor, check back in about a year. Because mark my words, I'm pretty sure, and I've said it before, but this time I think it's going to work. I'll be half the man I used to be. And I'm pretty happy about that. Guys, thanks for watching. I love you very much. Let's see, weight loss is starting to move a little bit. The scale is finally starting to move. We hit the 100-pound mark roughly, and I'm pretty happy about that. Having lost a full 100 pounds, I got a lot more weight to go. Take it from a morbidly obese guy. Learn from my mistakes. Do better. And if that seems hypocritical, I'm fine with that, as long as you do better. Okay? Promise me you will. I'm currently at about 150 pounds down since my pre-op diet, and a little over 100 pounds since the surgery date, which was almost exactly 6 months ago today. 6 months ago this week. Moving forward, I'm very excited because I'm looking forward to the future for the first time since ever. I hope you guys check back into me in a few more months to see how I'm doing. And for those of you who followed me through this journey so far, thank you for being there. For those of you who have been here long before this journey began, back when I was yo-yo dieting and making promises every day that I was finally going to get it, that I finally had it. Well, you waited, and here we are. It paid off. It took surgical intervention to get me there, but we're there. Guys, thanks for watching. I love you very much. I'll speak with you again soon.